when we finally give complete and total credit to our consciousness being the only real reality, and that every single thing we see in this physical world is only a reflection of our own consciousness. It is at that moment that you know that you cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself of the truth that you already have everything that you want. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself that it is done. You cannot fail unless you fail to convince yourself that you are already the person that you want to be. See, our world is only a reflection of our inner activity, our inner consciousness, as within, so without. And on your journey of creating the life that you want, manifesting and attaining your desires, we must learn to only give credit to the inner activity. When things show up in our life, it is a direct correlation to our inner activity. The state that constitutes your truest self is the one that you continuously return to. What state are you continuously returning to? Is it the state of lack? Is it the state of fear? Is it the state of doubt? Because if you continuously return to that state, that constitutes your truest self. But what if you could return to an empowering state? I have no doubt in my mind that you have felt empowered. You have felt loved. You have felt confident. You have felt successful. You have felt wealthy. You may have felt that, maybe even if it was only for a moment. But my question to you is, what would happen if you constantly returned to that state? If you lived in that state? If that became your mode of operation? What would happen if you wore that state like it was fragrance you sprayed on yourself? Cologne or perfume? What would happen if you remained there? Well, we know what would happen. What would happen is your life would be reshuffled and remolded to conform this new inner activity that you are constantly remaining in. Our life is only a reflection. So as you look at the world around you in your life, all this is evidence of what your consciousness is. So be more observant of the inner activity, the inner mental conversations that we carry on all throughout the day. If you can learn to speak from the premise that what you want is already yours, it'll be so much easier for you to return back to those empowering states. Take a moment and even look up the word premise. Look up the definition of premise. It is by the premises that we speak from which determines the state that we're in. Are you speaking from the perspective that it is done? Or are you speaking from the perspective that it might be done or it will be done? To say that something will happen is only to admit that it hasn't happened. To say that you want something is to admit that you don't have it. But to speak from the perspective that it is yours, that is the mental conversation which will produce the state within you. And as you consciously make a deliberate effort to shift your mental conversation only to speak from the perspective and the premise that what you want is yours. Watch as the emotion will swift over you and you feel that it is done. That is manifestation. Impression leads to expression. My name is Evan Yearwood. I'll see you tomorrow. I have a gift for you in the description. Go ahead, pick it up. Take care. Bye-bye.